start 10 seconds. Yeah, we're good.
Welcome back to the RSL Corner podcast. I'm your host, Charlie. We're here with
Oliver. And Ethan.
And yeah, it's Thursday night. We're bringing you a jam-packed episode. We're going to be reviewing the Colorado Rapids RSL game, along with previewing our upcoming visit to FC Dallas. We're also going to mention MLS, what's going on there, some standings, some rumors, some transfers. Ethan will also close us off with some Premier League / international club news regarding football. And we're going to go into a little bit of Utah sports news. But how you boys doing?
Doing great. Great weekend. Feels good to be an RSL fan.
Yeah, I'm doing great, dude. I'm just really loving that game. Coming off a really big high, I think.
I agree.
It was the first RSL match that the RSL Corner could attend together at America First Field, so it was a good feeling. Hopefully we can get the same crew out next Saturday for our next home game against Austin. But the vibes were high. It was a great weekend. Oliver and I got to visit St. George this weekend. It was a pretty good time. What did you do this weekend, Ethan?
Just focused up on the academics because going into my last week of school before I graduate next week.
That's good. Ethan will be graduating high school next Friday. If we can just give it up for Ethan.
Congrats, dude.
He's probably stoked about that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll add another little short feature to the episode. What are you guys sipping on today for the episode? As you can see, we always have our RSL glasses, but who knows what we're drinking each day? Ethan, what are we drinking today?
My go-to is always the mango Snapple. I don't know what it is. It looks good, tastes good. Always the go-to for me.
I've got the Great Powerade Zero tonight. It was
oh wow, I thought
bold choice from me. What about you, Oliver?
I got the Blackberry Mango Polar Seltzer sparkling water.
What a name!
I love sparkling water so much, and the Polar Seltzers have a ton of carbonation, so they're my favorite drink.
I've never seen that before, but that's a crazy name.
I literally saw water, and you just pulled out the most crazy name ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we're going to hop right into this quick Rocky Mountain Cup review. Ethan's going to start off with giving us the lineup.
All right, starting off with the lineup, we got McMath in goal. We got Brody on the right, Glad and Vera in the center. We got Katranis on the left. In midfield, we got Anelli and Ojeda. On the right, we have Gomez. Crooks at attacking mid, Luna on the left, and then Chicho at number 9.
Yeah,
great lineup, seriously.
The strongest lineup we got.
Honestly,
I definitely agree.
I think, honestly, the only change I really would have made after that game, in hindsight, is probably Quinton for Brody.
Yeah, I definitely don't
I would have
dislike
been fine
that.
with that.
We'll get into the lineup struggles coming up to the game this weekend, but I think this lineup's pretty strong. I think everyone played pretty great. Crooks had a good game. Definitely, I think he's getting closer to fitting this squad, but what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he was a much bigger part of this game, of course, with that assist, and then he was a part of the almost second goal, but again, like Ethan and I were discussing, it's almost like he's just a little too awkward and big when he's doing the one-on-one dribbling and losing the ball.
Yeah, 100%. He's pretty on and off for me. Like, there's a lot of good looks I saw out of him in that game, but then there's also just a lot of if he's just not very good coming out of Crooks that I feel like can be fixed. Like I saw a 1v1 dribble he had that he didn't really go anywhere with the ball. He just kind of crashed into the player because he couldn't really get around him because I don't know, maybe he's too big or defender was too quick.
Yeah, I did think Crooks had some good passes. I think that's one of the best part of his game, and I hope he gets into the goal scoring department shortly. But he's got a few assists on this season. And, yeah, I think he's pretty good. I think at this point in the season, we're obviously winning a lot, so I think it's the best choice for us.
Yeah, heading into this game, I just felt like it was gonna be really good and competitive because Colorado's the best. They're looking the best they've looked in years with their new coaching staff and new players, and then with the RSL just on the tear they've been on, it was looking to be a really good game. Colorado really showed out. Like that's the biggest away section I've seen in a long time at America Credit First Field.
Just because of that, I really wanted to win that game. Just because of that, seeing that fan section.
And the rivalry is just so present. Like, you're just like, wow, I really hate Colorado. Like, I want to win this game so bad. Seeing that Rocky Mountain Cup hardware, you're like, if we don't win this, like it feels so good to be an RSL fan.
Sure does. Oliver, let's jump right into that first half.
So with the first half going, we didn't look too hot with the first goal being scored in the 5th minute, not being RSL, but Cole Bassett, their homegrown. Brody makes a bad pass to Ojeda, and Bassett takes advantage of it. And with McMath being pretty far from goal, he whips it in for their first goal in the 5th minute. How are you guys feeling being down 1-0?
Oh, man, I feel like there were a lot of mistakes there. I feel like McMath was a little out of position. He could have played a little bit safer before the ball. I mean, even crossed the halfway mark. I feel like you play a little bit safer, but I think it's mostly on Brody there.
I agree.
It was a brutal first goal, but given that it was the first 5 minutes and how good our form has been, I don't think it deflated the crowd that much. It was kind of like, we've seen it before, just those first, like my uncle said it best, like the first 20 minutes as an RSL fan can be like the scariest time ever because you just don't know what you're going to do. And we just got to kind of have that park the bus mentality kind of, because I feel like things can get pretty iffy pretty early.
And I think that was built from the Freddie era, where I feel like every time we got scored on, I was scared every single time.
Yeah.
And fast forwarding to the 19th minute, where Navarro gets a goal on, you could say another Brody mistake, just a little bit of a defensive fall down. It just happened so fast, and like that, we're down 2-0. And in my honest opinions, it's like I'm scared, but it's only the 19th minute. But you know, is this going to be like a pounding on us?
Yep.
It's like
I didn't think it would be a pounding just because I saw it as a defensive mistake. I was like, okay, that's just a small issue we really need to fix. It wasn't like a beautiful like build up from the back team goal from Colorado. It was more of a RSL mistake, and I didn't feel that nervous at all.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I honestly felt pretty opposite.
Especially early on.
I was pretty concerned. I thought my weekend was going to be ruined. I thought 2-0 is hard to come back, but it's like, as for something about 2-0 leads in MLS play, especially, it's like the scariest lead, but it's like
also not the most certain.
Yeah. So continue.
Anyways, we get into the 23rd minute with an amazing, I love Ryan Ojeda so much, and that strike looked really good. It was like a power shot right to
beautiful shot.
Stefan's gloves.
It was perfect.
Stefan's gloves, and it just it knocked right off. And you know, Stefan, like they said in the power rankings this week, he's not been good for them. So, and I don't know, he was just weird, like time wasting. I'm glad he got that yellow, but they're never going to give you a second yellow ever. But
time wasting that early on is pretty wild.
Happens every time now.
Yeah. Even 1-0 up, like they had signs of it, and it's just gross.
But anyway, the ball comes right off his gloves, and it gets to Andres Gomez trying to make a touch. Can't get there. Christian Arango finishes up with a banger. It was just I love seeing Chicho score.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a great goal. I mean, people could say it was just a lucky bounce, blah blah blah. But
I think it was a great shot.
I feel like a majority of the goals in this game were off errors, which is fine. That's part of soccer. But I think we showed a lot of skill in these goals, especially in the first half. And I don't know. I feel like without those two mistakes early, this could have been easily 2-0 going in the half RSL.
I think without those mistakes, this game could have ended 5-1 RSL.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
With it being 2-1 in the 23rd minute, I really felt a lot more comfortable because we just kept pushing up the field and making some really good runs and plays, which kind of led to a good corner for Diego Luna to take. And in the 40th minute, he whips it in, and I see Chicho drag somebody down in the corner
of my eye. That's all I was watching. I thought he was going to get called
back.
And then in the corner of my eye, I just see Andres Gomez whipping like one of the best goals we've seen all year
from him. It didn't even touch the ground. It was such a great volley.
Yeah, and honestly, I couldn't even believe it. Like, we were all just kind of shell-shocked from that goal. I was like, we were talking about who would get the assist because I thought it went off Glad's head for some reason. But then watching the replay, just like the amount of skill it takes to volley that. And keep in mind, Andres Gomez is right-footed, so for him to do that with his left is pretty special.
Yeah, it was really nice to see on the replay. And I mean, I wasn't even looking at the goal when it happened. I was looking at Chicho, and
I was like,
the Colorado defender on the ground. I was like, is that gonna get called back? Like, what?
Yeah,
it's good to see Luna get an assist.
Oh yeah, I feel like he started off the year a little like kind of flat a little bit at the start of the year, and he's really helped us out a lot.
I heard some crazy stat that he had as many
touches.
Yeah, touches in this last two games that he had in the first 2 months or something crazy like that. So it's definitely grown a lot from those first 2 months. But
Pablo Mastroeni letting him play through that little slump, I think it really just made him grow a little bit and like get over that pressure. And now I
Yeah.
think he's back to normal.
And I think with RSL just being so successful, so many assists, so many goals, the fans expect people to have goal contributions more than off-ball movement. And I think Luna's been really great off the ball. And, like, people comment all the time, like, when Luna goes in, we score. And when Luna's on, we score. So he definitely just has, like, a really good impact on the team.
I agree. He's so Real Salt Lake to me. Like when I look at him, he's the face of the team. Like
I agree.
Diego Luna is that guy.
He's the young star. So
he's so important to this team in so many different ways.
Yeah, along with Andres Gomez, because like I don't know, like he didn't get an assist on that first goal, but it looked like he definitely looked like he deserved it. Kind of just with the dribbling around Stefan and Chicho got the tap, but I think he's just keeps proving himself as one of the best players in RSL this season.
He had a bit of a off season last year, coming in like halfway through the season.
Yeah,
but he's found a spot in this team.
Yeah, I mean,
I love that he's starting.
I think he actually played like all of last season. He just didn't see the field most because he didn't play as well as he is now, and people were kind of concerned. But I think now it's like he's such a solidified starter. It's like not even close.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you guys think he'd be playing this much if Savarino is still here?
That's a good question. I'd hope so because I think his development and his ceiling is very, very high. But I'm not sure. That's a good question.
I think he and Savarino will be fighting for that spot, that right wing spot, a lot. I think it'd be good competition for them, but I don't think he'd be starting over Savarino.
Yeah, and he's getting up there in the goals and assists. It's cool to see two RSL players in the top 10 now.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Two
braces in one game is pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just great. They are like arguably like the most dangerous duo in MLS soccer. But I guess going into the second half in the 55th minute, Colorado starts attacking. McMath gets a great second save, but Mihailovic is there to clean it up and get that third goal to go up 1-2. Kind of disappointing. Brody again with an error. I feel like he could have marked Mihailovic more, and I think backline was all ball watching when that ball was just dinking around. So unfortunate. I think it definitely deflated the crowd a bit, but I think nobody knew this game was even close to over because 5 goals combined in the first 55 minutes is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going down 3-1 is really scary. Like, it's almost more scary. Like, at that point, it's kind of like, I don't know. It was scarier to me than the 2-0.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree there. Just because you look at the clock and there's only, 35 minutes left? Or no, 25 minutes left?
Mm-hmm.
So, 35 minutes left. So, it's definitely concerning as a fan.
For a second.
Now we will fast forward to the 85th minute, where we have an awesome, keep in mind, this is like 30 minutes later, arguably, so it's like, it's kind of crazy that equalizer finally came. It was a great shot from Anelli from the top of the box. He ripped it, crossbar, hit off Stefan, it was all over the place, and then Chicho, going up against 2 guys bigger than him, he just rises up and heads it in the back of the net. I think that play is very overlooked. I think from a fan standpoint, we thought that crossbar shot was in or would have gone in. So, it was really nice to be rewarded with Chicho's header because if that would have gotten cleared, that would have just been, absolutely deflating. It would have been horrible. But Chicho just proving that, he can score and score again and...
In any situation, he can score.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, where he is. He's going to put that ball in the back of the net.
He's got a great nose for goal. And then Anelli with that shot, it was almost the same thing as Ojeda's shot in the first half that led to the goal.
Very powerful
shot. Those midfielders, I want to see them hit a banger too, but it's definitely nice that they're contributing that way.
I feel like they're going to hit a Vera banger that we always see off a free kick with that one at the top of the box last season.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to hit some of this.
I'm dying for a Vera goal, so hopefully we can get that soon.
And it's great they're putting him on target because, Palacio had a really good shot that barely went over the bar, but, I think we're usually used to more balls that are skied. So it's good that the accuracy is there, and I don't know, just the chances are more created. Zach Stefan, you hear all about this keeper, U.S. men's national team candidate.
Man City,
you hear all this, and to put 5 against him is just that's not a good showing for Zach Stefan in Colorado at all.
It's you brought him in to save goals and he hasn't done a good job at all.
Yeah.
When was
And
that
then-
Julio missed that where he had a 1v1 with the
the
keeper?
Julio miss.
That was.
Was that before or after the goal?
That was
After.
I think that was
Because
before.
we were down 3-2.
Yeah, I think that was before.
yeah, that was before.
Before we.
But then fast forward to the 87th minute, I think this will go down as one of the greatest RSL memories for me, like ever. The Chicho Gomez give and go.
Yeah.
Gomez gets the ball to the corner. That's where he wants to be, and he hits it to Chicho. Gives a nice ball right back with the outside of his foot, and then Gomez just megs Stefan and puts it right in the back of the net to
Lethal
go
1-2.
4-3. And honestly, I know it was the 87th, and we had like 6 minutes. No, we had 8 minutes of extra time, but I think we all knew this game was over. Like Colorado looked so bad.
And they made a very bad sub because when they went up 2-0, they made a sub. I don't know if it was at half or after half where they made a defensive sub, and it really ruined their offensive making. So they couldn't make any more like offensive.
Yeah.
Anything.
They
didn't have any good looks at that point.
These are the games that make me so happy because when other teams are up and they time waste, like Stefan got a yellow card for time wasting, and then it's like, oh, well, look who's down now, and now you'd have no time to come back. So it feels good.
And then
Definitely
they're stumbling
scary.
to get like the ball up the field, and they're trying to go quick, and it's just.
McMath had a great save though to when they were up 3-2 to make them not go 4-2. But I just want to mention after this Gomez goal, Gomez just cooks the defender, gets in, nice meg, and then everyone just floods the corner, dog pile. It was just good to see us in ourselves.
Such a good feeling. So I wish I could be in that. That was such a good feeling.
And such a great team. Like the amount of, I don't know, they all support each other so much. And
no
like,
one's selfish.
It looks like everybody like actually loves being there.
Yeah.
And it was amazing for me seeing the Colorado fans were jumping every single one of them and like singing when they were up 2-0, and they sat down the rest of the game.
And then they were just quiet.
They
That
were
was
quiet.
that was the best feeling. That was so.
And so keep in mind our subs in the late half were Julio and Palacio. And honestly, I get scared every time. I don't know if it's because I'm listening to so many people say that Palacio's horrible, Julio's horrible. Not horrible, but you know what I mean. So I get nervous, but at the end of the day, like these are professional soccer players. They've had flashes of brilliance in the past, and like you gotta trust those guys. And for Palacio to come in and 96th minute hits a nice ball to Anderson Julio, who recently, like minutes prior, he missed a wide open shot, which was like he didn't even put on a frame, which was really disappointing. But so it's good to see him get another one, put it in the back of the net.
That miss from him kind of like diminished a little bit of my hope for tying that game, but
Oh yeah,
it was. I think it's a good look for him. I think he's a really good super sub for us. I don't know if he's got that starting spot yet. I think he's definitely gonna stay
I
as
think
a sub.
it's so important that like missing that wide of an open goal and like the whole entire like stadium gasped. Like it's like it was like a heartbreak. Like and for him to go out and score after making that mistake is crazy because that's hard to score after.
Yeah, and that brings you to my next question. Chicho was right on Julio's right, and he easily could have passed it to him to get Chicho that hat trick, to get Chicho man of the match day, to get Chicho 3 goals ahead of the rest of the competition, the golden boot race. But do you guys think it's more important for Julio to make that shot, gain that confidence, or do you think he should have passed it off to Chicho to get that third? Because regardless, Chicho's a selfless guy, and he was excited for Julio, but I just want to hear your guys' thoughts.
I think it's good for Julio. Coming in as a sub, he needs that confidence to get those, get more looks like that.
100%. With him being almost the second highest paid player with over $800,000, he should be scoring because if he's not, like, he's going to be even in a more slump, and we don't even know if we're going to get a goal out of him season.
Yeah.
Getting a goal there for him is amazing because I personally love Julio. I think he's the best sub we have. I think we should keep him as a sub, and I think he should be scoring almost every game, every other game as a sub.
I'm glad that miss didn't hurt his confidence when he got that
No,
goal. I think it was a great way to like
It's definitely good to see, but
It's hard to see him put his shirt above his head. He was really bummed out.
he was disappointed. It's a hard question to answer because I've heard it go both ways, but I don't know. I feel like if Chicho were to get that hat trick, I think it just keeps things flowing. I know Chicho is the leader of this team, and I know he orchestrates a lot of everything, like, mentally. But I feel like at the end of the day, it was probably best for Julio to get that goal.
I mean, I asked you the question, would you rather a goal or an assist?
Oh, No, that's true. That's
Don't think about the brace getting a hat trick. Would you rather a goal or assist?
It's true. It's a good point, but I think it'll definitely be a confidence booster for Julio.
100%.
Yeah, after scoring that last goal, like the amount of adrenaline and like I've never felt it before. Like,
yeah, and I'll say it again. Like that was the most exciting sporting event I've ever been in my life.
I had so much adrenaline. I could feel like I could run a mile.
I can't believe it was real. If you missed that game, I feel bad. It was like the best game ever.
To go to.
That was a great one, and I think that will just open eyes up to more Salt Lake people to that. RSL's a real deal.
Yeah.
These games are awesome. They're always a good time. The weather's great. Oliver and I talk about it all the time. We love the dynamic of the 7:30 kickoff because first half's in the daylight, second half's under the lights. It's always a good time at the Riot. But so RSL finishes this game 5-3 score, taking 3 points from Colorado. And keep in mind, if Colorado wins that game, they only go into 1 point below RSL,
and they win the Rocky Mountain Cup.
Yeah, and
that's terrible to happen at the Riot for us. That would have sucked to see.
It would have been horrible losing at home.
But having the 5-3 score, I think I said this earlier, but it's one of those games where non-soccer fans would love to be there. I mean, you bring a non-soccer fan to a game, they're like, bro, it's so boring. The game ends 0-0. You wait 90 minutes for nothing to happen. But that's the kind of game you bring a non-soccer fan to, and they fall in love with the sport.
Especially when someone's scoring in the 5th minute and the 19th minute. It's like in the 23rd minute. It's like...
goal screamer.
Yeah, we had a buddy, Drew. He was at the game. He's not the biggest soccer guy, but he always tags along for a good time, and he was like invested. He was like, "This is the most goals I've ever seen."
I love to see him talking. He
was asking questions, and even our buddy who didn't make it to the game, I showed him the highlights, and he's all about it. He was stoked to see that this week's game is free on Apple TV. We don't get those games too often, so if you don't have the Apple TV MLS season pass, definitely tune in for that game for free because it's an away one.
Yeah, I think these rivalry games are really fun to go to too, because now this just makes the rivalry even better for Colorado and Salt Lake, and I love it. I'm here for it. I can't wait for that. We're going to go to Colorado and kick their butts because there's no way we're losing again to them.
And I always get worried because I feel like last year we had an 11-game unbeaten streak. This year we are at 10. But I always remember last year, I'm like, Pablo Ruiz was playing. We lost him. That's how we lost our form. But, like, I don't see any excuses for this team to lose this form. I think we should keep winning. I think our defense is solid enough if we patch that hole in the back. If Brody either improves his play or Bodie comes back or we experiment with Quinton, I think this week's game will be a little different to tell because of Brian Vera being questionable. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't think there's any excuses for this squad to not keep putting up these score sheets and just keep running at that supporter shield.
Before the season, after seeing Savarino leave, and then later in the season when Pablo Ruiz got hurt, I was a little questionable for how the season would go. I thought it was going to be a really tough season for us, maybe like a rebuild season, but I mean it's completely opposite.
I think all the pieces are clicking. Yep. And I think any criticism comes from just people not being used to this and usually having something to complain about regarding ourselves. And people are like, Crooks is bad, Brody's bad, we can't figure this out. I think people just need to understand, like, the form we're in is, like, historically good.
Reading the halftime comments on, like, the posts is, like, crazy. Like, some people get so extreme.
Yes. I love reading the comments. And I especially love reading the comments when Colorado fans are trying to talk.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And we're actually going to hop right into that segment. I'm going to read a few comments from Colorado's page.
There were some good ones on both sides, but, I mean, obviously I
didn't read any Colorado.
That's my favorite thing. Going to the opposing team, the team that lost Instagram. I love reading it. But,
like their post about the game?
Mm-hmm. Oh. So here's their post. They say final score, the Rocky Mountain Cup will be decided July 20th in Colorado.
We should try and go to that.
You guys definitely should. I will be out of town, or else I definitely would.
That'd be a fun road trip.
A long drive.
It's like 7 hours.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, honestly.
You guys should definitely try. Let's read some comments. Someone says, "How do we lose a 2-0 lead?"
2-0 lead that early on is not certain at all.
Yeah, someone said, "Brother, this should have been an easy win. It let me down heavily. We should have taken second place easy. We always struggle to keep a clean sheet." which is
because of
surprising.
Steven.
I know you're spending so much money on a keeper to
You
concede
expect him
5 goals.
Yeah, you expect him to do a lot better than that.
I also was sad because thinking about Lawfulson, like he's probably like, wow, my whole team is in some great shape, and he wouldn't be
I
playing.
miss him.
He obviously wouldn't even be playing if he was with us, and he doesn't get much playing time with them. But I just think he was really good for the locker room. He's like a great guy. Like,
Yeah,
I really wish we still
I
had
was
him.
I was rooting for him to go in for Colorado. I wasn't rooting for him to do anything, but I was rooting for him to go in because I kind of miss
Ethan
Lawson.
definitely has a little relationship with Lawson. He definitely likes him. Another comment from a Colorado fan. Someone says, Mickey Mouse trophy for real. And an RSL fan comments, only trophy you guys even have a chance at winning.
He shouldn't have even spoke.
That's a great comment.
I love when people just try to cope with the loss. Most of these are just live photos of Chicho, Catranis.
That's what's so cool about this trophy is that it's supporter owned, it's supporter made. Like all those things getting put on it are from the supporters. Like
Yeah.
it's the love of the supporters that keep it going. And I love the MLS posts. They'll say the Rocky Mountain Cup in the post. So it's like it's a whole thing.
recognized, yeah.
It's like so it's not a Mickey Mouse trophy in my opinion at all. It's a rivalry
And
trophy.
if it's a Mickey Mouse trophy, win it. If it's not that hard,
If
you should
if
be
they-
able to
if
take
they-
care of business.
If they won the game, they would not be saying Mickey Mouse Trophy.
And it's just like every rivalry. I think rivalry week is my favorite of all time because it's so fun
That's
watching
the
the
best.
New York teams go at it, Toronto and Montreal, which we watched a little bit, go at it, like the Canadian Classique. Like it's so fun to watch like the rivalries go at it.
Yep.
And this was the best rivalry game of a rivalry match week.
100%. It was great. Jumping over to RSL's comments, someone says, it's Chicho's world and we're just living in it.
100%.
Can't disagree with that.
Leading the MVP race by 2, is just that's just crazy.
And which is amazing. He got 2 goals and none of the other people got any,
Yeah,
which is
it's,
so good.
It's putting us on the map. People are talking about us.
Yep.
So
Love to
good.
see it.
Noah says, literally was going to buy a ticket 5 hours before the game. Very upset that I didn't. Good dub.
Always buy that ticket.
Yeah, you never know. I get FOMO sometimes. Just that
Sitting on
enhanced
the
the
couch.
FOMO.
Dude, if I missed a home game and I'm sitting at home doing nothing, I'm gonna be pissed because
I'm gonna
you
be
never
pissed
know what
too.
can happen.
If I'm looking at FOTMob and I see at the end of the game 8 goals and I'm sitting at home I'm like, dude.
Yeah, even just missing a game, like missing an RSL game is just the worst because it's like you always got to deal with how you're going to rewatch it and seeing the score. So just seeing that thing live just makes it so much more special.
Especially to win, makes even watching the highlights before you go to bed even more fun. Because
Oh, yeah.
I watched the highlights I think like 3 times after.
I
Oh,
love
that's
watching
something
highlights.
that's something you just come back to like randomly.
Yeah.
In like a few months you'd see
In
that
a
game.
few
like,
years,
oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
go back and be like, man, remember that Rocky Mountain Cup?
I did the same thing for the Pac-12 championship with Utah versus USC.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
I rewatch that 'cause I went to
That
that
was
game.
a crazy game.
Yeah, so great win. We sit at top of the Western Conference with 28 points. Second place is Minnesota with 24 points. They do have 2 games in hand, but we do control our own destiny because we do play them later this season. So, and then Austin sitting at third with 22. So we're 2 whole wins ahead of third place. So it's looking good.
Crazy to see Austin come back up there though.
Oh, I know. At the beginning of the season, Oliver and I were discussing like Austin's cooked. Like
Yeah, they
Where's-
were like on the downfall.
Where's FC Dallas?
FC Dallas is
They're
12th. We're gonna hop right into the match preview versus FC Dallas at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time this Saturday, May 25th. FC Dallas currently sits with 12 points and -4 goal differential and 12th in the Western Conference, as RSL sits at the top with 28 points. It should be a good one. We do struggle in Dallas historically, and I even remember that for as long as I've been watching RSL. I feel like we struggle to win in that place. I don't know if it's the conditions, the weather, but I think this game would prove a lot of just what this team's made of in RSL, that we can overcome adversity and not follow suit to the past. How are you guys feeling going into this one?
I'm feeling
I'm feeling good. Just because we're really good on the road in a way. But like you said, Texas is a scary place, I feel like. Both Houston and FC Dallas give us hard times. So, but I'm feeling really good. FC Dallas has definitely had their struggles, but it's definitely going to be key to look out for, their star Jesus Ferreira.
Yeah, Jesus Ferreira is outstanding.
Well, they don't have Areola, who's usually pretty good, and Velasco, who's super fun to watch, has been out
Has
with
he just been
he tore his ACL.
Wow, their injury list is long.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But they do have, like you said, Musa, the Croatian, and he's pretty fun to watch too. He's been doing
he's
really
great. Oliver told me about him this year, and he worries me a little bit because Vera was announced today that he has back spasms and he'll be questionable for Saturday. I think I'd like to see Quentin back there with Glad again.
I agree.
I'm comfortable with
I
him.
was going to ask, do you think there's going to be any major roster changes? Like, looking at FC Dallas's place in the table, their injuries, do you think there's going to be any changes?
I could definitely see Beavers starting this one.
I could too.
I think McMath had a really long game against Colorado, and I think he needs to prep for the 2 games next week because this is a 3-game week. We got to keep that in mind. We got to keep the right players rested. Another fun fact, FC Dallas actually did play tonight, or they are playing right now, in their Open Cup game. They actually just finished up and they won 2-1. And that starting lineup included Ferreira. So I feel like...
Do you think any defensive changes? I feel like we see Contreras starting.
I think what will be interesting is we just got Yaziel Roscoe back from Larne, and he played good in Larne. He's listed as a center back, but he's been playing defensive mid. I don't know. This might be a crazy take. I think it'd be really interesting to see him get put in the defense, maybe for Brody.
He is back in training, so there's
And
definitely
he's
a
been
reason.
playing with Larne. They won I think they won the NFL Premiership.
Well, oh wow. Well, that's awesome they did. I think it's good to have that winning mentality come back. I heard on a podcast today talking about Chicho's leadership coming from a team that won MLS Cup, and I think just a winning leadership is the best thing that RSL can have right now,
to a team.
especially with just like
Having players with that experience.
yeah.
I think if Brody's healthy for the Dallas game, it's going to make us feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think of like players like Glad, Brody, all these guys who have been here for a while who they aren't necessarily used to losing, but RSL usually is just like the definition of like I'd say like mid. Like we squeak in the playoffs.
Yeah. I want more.
Besides that 2021 run, I think we just stay pretty steady. So I think just like having that winning mentality and setting the bar that high at every game is really important.
Yeah.
But yes, FC Dallas coming off win today in the U.S. Open Cup. I think they'll be tired. I don't think they'll have fresh legs. I think they'll have to play some of the B team against RSL. I mean, they're in 12th place. They're not playing for too much in the league. I think they're actually really focusing on Open Cup because they have a good shot at winning it. So I think RSL should have no problem this weekend. But I definitely could see Beavers.
I could see some
playing this
midfield
game.
changes too.
Oh really?
Really?
Maybe even Barajas.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd be
on
happy
the
with
wing?
him starting.
I know
I'd
that'd be
I'd
great.
be fine with him
Maybe
and
like,
maybe even Palacio.
whoa. I mean,
I just want to start Emeka and Ojeda for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Anelli is one of 5 players in the MLS that has played every single minute this season.
Can you name the other 5?
I cannot. It's just,
Messi. I'm just kidding.
no, Messi. I mean, Messi is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but
Earlier you said that what was it? Chicho and Gomez might be the best duo.
I
Best
think they
duo.
are
Do you
because
do you
I
think
think
it
they're the
beats Suarez?
healthiest duo.
Okay, true. Do you think it beats Suarez and
I mean, obviously they're better duo, but Messi doesn't play,
yeah?
and I mean he does, but he definitely takes a lot more games off than like most of the RSL players.
This is just fun league for him. I mean, he's just doing this
It
for
was
fun.
definitely an interesting game though for Miami versus DC United too.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Definitely
such a late
interesting.
goal.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we can hop right into predictions for this game.
All right, I'll go first like always.
now.
I had a brutal prediction last game with the 1-0. That was not good. So I'm not saying that ever again. All right. I'm going the usual, or I'm just going safe. I'm gonna go 2-1.
2.
It's just safe and easy, and I know you guys might have said that, and it's okay if we have the same, but I think it's gonna be 2-1. I think it's gonna be a well played game. I still think we're gonna make a mistake, and they're gonna score later or earlier. But
I think that's.
I think
inevitable.
we're gonna have 2 great goals, and I'm hoping Gomez and Chicho get them.
I think a goal against us is inevitable. After seeing those defense mistakes, I don't think we'll have them completely hashed out. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 4-1.
4-1.
Oh
I'm gonna go
my
4-1
goodness!
Ethan.
If that works out,
Ethan does have the hat hair on because he was the closest last week with his
I
3-1
predicted-
prediction. He was
I
4 goals
predicted-
off, but Oliver and I were more than that.
I was
So
like 7.
Yeah, an 8-goal screamer was not anything either of us expected. So.
I know that was like one of the best Saturdays at the Riot for a long time.
5-3 is hard to predict.
Yeah, nope.
Going in my prediction, I think we will get out of here with a cool 2-0 win. I think our defense is good enough. Looking at their goal differential with a -4 and us with a +13, there's a reason for that. And I think we'll be able to lock them down regardless of Beavers or McMath. So hoping for another shutout. I think that'd be great after conceding 3 goals on Saturday. But
Who do you want to see score?
Even if we play like some of our B squad, I think we're still putting a lot behind them.
yeah. Regarding scoring, I mean, I feel like we always say we want Fidel, we want Matt Crooks, but I really think Ojeda or Nelly have one in him.
Wow.
I think after those rips last game and Ojeda having 5 shots the game before, I think he's going to get one. But then I think Chicho's a lock.
I would
And,
love to see a Mecca score.
I think a Nelly masterclass is coming up soon. I think we're gonna see a crazy game out of
Yeah.
him.
We haven't seen a goal from him since the first Colorado game, but to be fair, it's his first MLS goal. But I think he definitely has what it takes to be like a genuine scoring midfielder. Because like that
100%.
rip looked really good. That led to that Chicho header. Should be a good one this Saturday. Tune in, 6:30 p.m. Kickoff. Should be a good one.
Super excited to watch it. I do like away games just because I love home games, but we've noticed, like it's really fun to watch away games too because you can kind of analyze the game a little bit more.
Getting that overhead
And
view,
it's like less tense. Like you're on your
Yeah.
couch, you
Mhm.
got your drinks, you
Yeah,
got your
100%.
food, you're chilling. Like we have our notebooks to take notes for the podcast. Like it's just nice to like calm down,
I like getting that different view. Like watching in person, it's a lot harder for me to analyze.
especially from our
the
seats in the
spot we're
corner
at.
when they're
Yeah.
like when they scored those 3 goals in the far end. It's we
Like,
definitely
was
have
that a goal?
We're relying on the replay.
Jumbotron.
to TV, yeah. But it should be a good one. We have 2 away games in a row. We have Seattle next Wednesday, and this brings me to my next question. So we play Seattle next Wednesday. We play FC Dallas this Saturday, obviously, and then we play Austin at home the next Saturday. So this is another 3-game week. I don't want score predictions, but how many points of the 9 total can we take from this upcoming week?
All 9.
All 9. I like that.
We're so strong, and it's like I really thought I didn't think we were gonna lose that Colorado game, but I was like, RSL gets into slumps sometimes, and
Yeah.
but since we won that, I think we're on top and we're gonna win every other
Yeah,
game.
I think
Oh,
our
yeah.
form is unmatched. I think we're taking all 9 points. I don't think we're dropping points yet.
I think 9 points would be amazing.
Yeah.
But just to bring some variety, I think we're taking 6 or 7 points. I could definitely see one game where guys are tired, maybe that Wednesday game, but Seattle, we should take care of business in Seattle.
I think it'd be Austin if we did.
Yeah, I think it'd be Austin. Their form's pretty good right now, but I think in 6 or 7, either 2 wins and a tie or 2 wins and a loss. I hate to say that, but I think in reality, I think even if we do lose, I think that's good. I think it's good for the boys to like just understand that they hate that feeling, because
Yeah.
we've been riding a high since like early March from that or late March from that Colorado loss earlier, and I think it'll be good for experience with the boys, and I think regardless, it's gonna be a pretty successful week.
Should we go into other MLS news?
Let's do it.
So we had some good rivalry matches. I know we watched the Toronto and Montreal game a little bit before we went to the game,
That was a great one.
and that led to Bernardeschi, one of the top 5 highest paid players in the MLS from Italy. He had an amazing game with a hat trick, and he got Player of the Match Day, which is a little bit of a bummer because you won 5-1.
Or was it 6-1? Was it 5-1?
5-1, and it's like
Yeah.
Chicho. But I'm a Chicho Glazer, so it's gonna be
But
Chicho for me. But
even from a non-biased perspective, I am a biased perspective, but I feel like from a non-biased perspective, Chicho helped his team win this rivalry with a brace and an assist. But I mean, the hat trick's impressive. That's what I'm saying. If Chicho would have gotten that 3rd goal, I think that was a lock for a man of the match day. But at the end of the day, man of the match day doesn't matter. It's just goal contributions and winning games.
I agree. And it was good to see Diego Luna get on. Was it Diego Luna? Yeah.
He had the assist.
But he got the player of the match week, right? Or he got on the team? for the
No,
match
just
week?
Gomez and Chicho.
Oh, yeah, but I feel like Luna had an amazing game, even though it was like a little hidden. But it was really good to see Gomez and Chicho get on there.
Yeah, like you said, you feel like Luna is the face of this franchise. Like, it's great because, like, statistically, he's like our third best player, and that's great because, like, when we think of him as being the best, like, we still got 2 guys ahead of him. And I didn't realize, but Luna has 7 assists on the season.
Really?
And 2
Already-
goals,
already
through,
is
through
really-
MLS, which is great. And he just, it's great to see him succeed.
Yeah, and RSL stayed in their third spot for the ESPN power rankings, but I don't know. Did they say the same for the other ones too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
What about
stayed in.
MLS rank power rankings? We stay the same.
MLS, we're at 4, I think. Or are we at 3?
I don't know, because Columbus moved up too, because they got a win over Chicago,
Yeah.
but it's like.
But I feel like I was beating Colorado Rapids, who are 6th in the West after that loss. Even
Yeah.
they were tied for 3rd.
This is a better look.
way
I
better.
know they just ride Colorado. They to be fair, they're in the CONCACAF Cup. They won the MLS last year. They did
You
the
mean
same.
Columbus?
Columbus.
Okay, you
Sorry.
said Colorado.
Sorry, I
Sorry.
meant Columbus. But like same thing with LAFC when they won. Like the next year, it was just like they were in the power rankings every week, regardless.
And I was hoping to see that Inter Miami tie too, and Campana got that.
would have been.
Campana got a really, in my opinion, it was a good goal. It was a
Yeah,
really good
it
goal.
was a good goal.
Good ball from Busquets. That man took his shirt off. Campana is a tall, striking man, and I saw a little video recently of him and Benjamin Kremoski
Playing FIFA.
playing FIFA,
Or
and
EAFC.
Campana didn't really speak any English like at all the whole time.
Yeah, that's crazy because like on the field you're kind of wondering who's from where, but it's like even Kremoski has a crazy accent.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I
he
wonder how
does.
they communicate with each other.
I
It
would
must
every time.
all be
Signals.
Spanish on that team though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're getting way off topic from MLS news, but you guys need to watch RSL's video on their Instagram of the remix from that game. It was just like the media team.
Oh, was it the edit?
Yes, did you watch it? The
Yes.
7-minute edit.
The quality.
Yeah.
Hats off to the media team. You guys are killing it, and I'm sure you guys are much more motivated to make these awesome videos when we win games. Because I know from someone who loves media and stuff, it's definitely more motivating when you're doing something like that. But
I think MLS is on the rise. Like seeing the boys drive in their cars, I was kind of like,
oh yeah,
it's kind of like NBA, NFL type stuff. I'm like,
I know, I loved it.
I'm loving seeing
Yeah.
Jay Glad pull up in this nice like BMW or Mercedes, and like it was just
I know-
it was a really good.
I know
video.
these leagues aren't very comparable, but usually there's a Saudi Pro League team that went undefeated. They were invincibles. Like that doesn't ever get talked about. The only Saudi Pro League talking.
Was there a team that went?
Yeah, they went undefeated. But
Oh
I don't
my-
hear anything about those leagues ever. I feel like MLS talked about way more.
Dude.
The only time they talk about Saudi Pro Leagues is if it's about
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo or Neymar or some other
Speaking-
big potential transfer. Like
Speaking of the Saudi Pro League, did you see the fan whipping the player
what?
Whoa.
in the Al Hilal versus Al Ittihad, I think, game? One of the players threw a water ball at this fan, and the fan had a whip and was hitting the player. I kid you not.
Wow. Is that league still
Might be-
going right now, or are they done?
I think they might be.
They
done.
like have all these cups. I have no idea. I did not follow that league.
I just know
whatsoever.
Ronaldo did not win and Neymar's team won, but he didn't even play a game because he's injured.
Has Neymar with Benzema?
He's still with them.
Benzema?
No. That's
oh,
a different
Benzema's
team.
on everyone. But
Benzema's on his own
Mane.
team.
Yeah, Mane's on Ronaldo's
Sadio
team.
Mane.
No,
he's on,
not
he's on
Sa-
Ronaldo's team.
really.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on Al Nassr.
I know, and it's what you wonder how they lose. I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't think he's won a Saudi Pro League. I don't think he's won the Saudi Pro
Yeah,
League.
he's
yet.
not on the star.
I'm talking Ronaldo. I don't think he's won a Saudi Pro League though.
No,
I think
they,
No, I don't think he has either. He lost. They lost
They
bad.
have their own Champions League too. Like,
they have a whole. They have so.
but it's
much
like never
stuff going
talked
on.
about that. I don't know. I think MLS is definitely a lot better than that.
Well,
Yeah.
wrapping up MLS news, there are some good games, quite a bit of ties. Like I said, Austin's looking good. New York game was really good. A really good goal by New York Red Bulls, I thought. And then, Philly, they're on the up again, I guess, but they beat New England, who has 7 points. So,
And they keep in mind New England had a red card in the first 20 minutes.
Right.
So
yeah, overall, great week, especially with the RSL win.
amazing week. I mean, all three of us work late into Saturdays, but to just settle down, watch those 5:30 kickoffs, the 6:30 kickoffs leading up to RSLs, like it is just MLS has been a blast to watch, and I can't wait to watch soccer all day Saturday. like from 5:30 until the end of the Inter Miami versus Vancouver game in Vancouver, which will be a great game.
That's the other thing about away games. After the RSL game, you can continue to watch some games sometimes.
Especially because with our kickoff at 6:30 this week, we'll be able to catch LA Galaxy, Houston, Sporting KC, Portland, San Jose, Austin, Vancouver, Inter Miami. Vancouver plays on turf, correct?
Correct.
So it'll be interesting. Will Messi sit? Because I know he doesn't like playing on turf. I wouldn't want Messi playing on turf either. That's just way too much of a risk.
Well, that'll be interesting. He probably won't play.
I know, that's why. And Vancouver, they've been struggling, but I think they definitely are still a contender in the West. They just got to get back on the right track. But let's be honest, we do have some sweet tickets. We thought about sitting with the RSL supporters, but we found a pretty good deal on some closer tickets. But should be fun. I think the atmosphere will be amazing. I've heard good things about Kansas City. Yeah, some family over there, so it should be a good time. Just thought I'd let you know. But wrapping up MLS, we're going to pass over to Ethan for some other soccer news.
All right, let's see how quick I can do this. So, first of all, Tony Cruz announcing his retirement from club and international football after the Euros. He will be playing his final club game in the Champions League final against,
That's awesome.
In a bittersweet twist against Roos,
It's so
Roos,
sad that
who
both
is
of them.
playing his final game for
Think about how awesome
Borussia
that would be, though.
Dortmund.
Roos versus Cruz.
I
So
mean,
there's
German
no-
soccer legends, right
So there's
there.
no way
Yeah.
Cruz is coming to the MLS, right?
No, he's retired. After Euros, he's done. He's playing his final games for
But
them.
Roos is.
But Roos is going to the
Yeah,
MLS.
just so everyone knows, we all do root for the German national team. Oliver and I's grandpa is 100% German, and Ethan's dad is German. So that's why we pull for them, and we'll give you
It's
some.
not like we don't root for the USA team as well.
USA number 1,
Yeah.
Germany number 2.
It's fun to follow. A good fun team to follow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, end of an era there for German soccer. But into Premier League, City win the Prem, being the first ever team to four-peat. Sir Alex Ferguson's United tried twice and came up short. They won 3 in a row twice. Like I said, City beat the Irons 3-1. But West Ham's goal was beautiful. It was a nice
Come on,
bicycle
you
kick.
Irons! Come on, you Irons!
It was a beautiful bicycle kick. Gave Arsenal some
did
hope.
you see the bicycle kick from West Ham?
Yes.
It was
It was
beautiful.
disgusting.
It gave Arsenal fans, including me, some hope there.
Is that the game where Ortega had to come in for Ederson and he got mad?
No, that was the game after.
Have you seen that clip?
game. Yeah, Ederson was really pissed.
Him
about
going
that.
to Pep, just kicking the bottles.
He wanted to be part of that game too. I understand
Ederson?
that.
And then it turns into a dope edit of Ortega making some crazy
Yeah.
saves.
It's crazy how good these powerhouses, backups, third string goalkeepers are. Come to RSL.
Ortega's a big part of them winning the Premier League. Phil Foden in the City games scored 2 minutes in, and then he netted a brace in the 18th minute. He's just a City legend, and he's gonna be he's gonna be an England soccer legend for sure. Hopefully he does some crazy stuff in the Euros. Arsenal beat Everton at home, heartbreakingly, coming up short of the Premier League title.
Wait, Arsenal
Odegaard-
won?
Yeah, we beat Everton.
They
Um,
did?
Oh, I thought you guys
They
tied.
No, we beat Everton 2-1. Odegaard
Dang.
got 2 assists in the process, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately.
So there's no way you would have. Man City had to lose.
They
that
had to
game.
tie or lose, and Arsenal would have won on goal differential.
It's crazy how
Um,
Havertz was the
Yeah.
leading scorer on the season for Arsenal, which
He-
is
he-
awesome.
He had 14, and
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about that for a while, but
Him crying was so sad.
yeah, I mean, Arsenal players, including myself as a fan, I was in tears after for a little bit. I mean, I was just a little heartbroken.
And
I mean, they broke records this season. They made history. It was a great season for Arsenal. We
Yeah.
had the most goal differential. We had the least goals scored. We got Golden Glove. We had most wins. Sorry, as ever.
Raya got Golden Glove, right?
Yeah, Raya got Golden Glove. He's there. Not many Arsenal fans have done, or keepers have done that. The only ones I can remember.
I also
Petr Cech
I saw Premier League best 11 on the season, and there were 5 Arsenal players.
Yeah, well, that was
Wow.
that was people's opinion.
I know, but still.
Yeah, there was a lot of Arsenal players.
Arsenal's getting that much
Like
praise. That's
I
awesome.
saw one was both of our center backs, Ben White, Rice, and Odegaard. I mean, a lot of Arsenal players. I think with a little bit of changing, Arsenal can win the Premier League in coming years a lot.
Yeah.
We just need number 9. And the last news I got, Vincent Kompany, who is the coach of Burnley, that got relegated, is in advanced talks with Bayern to replace Thomas Tuchel, which is
And he won 5 Premier League
yeah,
games.
that's pretty wild. I don't know what.
What's his nationality, the coach?
I think he's German.
I don't know what he.
I'll look it up. You keep
he,
talking.
He played for City for a while.
Oh,
he was a very big City.
That's why.
very
Is he
big
like a
City
young
fan.
coach? Is that why?
He's a pretty young coach.
Maybe
But-
that's why.
Is he the reason they got into Premier League?
Probably. Oh,
I don't.
wait,
I'm not
Kompany?
sure.
Vincent
Kompany.
Vincent Company.
Vincent Kompany. He is
him
Belgian.
Him being in advanced talks to become the new Munich coach. I mean, they have to see something in him, even though he got relegated this season. I don't know how long he's coached there. I don't know if
Yeah.
he. But I mean,
That's
it's
probably
just,
the end for Burnley.
Coaching
Yeah.
career, he coached.
Yeah, I don't see anything
coached-
really going for them,
He
unfortunately.
coached Anderlecht in
Ooh.
Belgium's top league, I think, for 2 years.
I mean,
And then
he played
he's
under
only
some
been-
great coaches, so
And he's been coaching Burnley for 2 years, so he got them promoted. But then he had a great career at Anderlecht. It turned off. Just keep the audio going and cut it black, okay?
yeah, okay.
But he played at Anderlecht too for many years. Ended his career there, but he played 11 years at Man City, which is awesome.
Yeah, he was a City legend, and I mean, I don't know what they see in him, but he played under some great coaches, so I assume they think he could be a really good coach with the right resources from Bayern.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
I'm
players.
sure they see something.
I feel like a lot of players this season for Bayern are going to leave. Like Leroy Sané has been rumored to leave.
Alfonso
Davies might go to Real Madrid. I mean, they're
Dude.
building a powerhouse team.
Where would
um,
Sané go though? He's so
Leroy
good.
Sané.
He's cool.
Really
He's
good.
got drip, I think. Like I don't know, he's got some swag.
Yeah, he's a pretty scary midfielder. I won't lie. Watching him play against Arsenal.
What position does he play?
I think he's
Midfield.
right wing or left
Oh.
wing. I
Right
don't
wing.
remember. I think he's right.
Cool.
Wing.
Well, does that wrap up the news? Sweet. Thank you. Regarding Utah news, we honestly don't have much.
Yeah, I would just say there's been some really good playoff games for NBA. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, I was watching the Celtics Pacers game earlier
Oh,
today.
yeah?
Pretty good
Yeah.
game.
Did
And
they
it was-
win?
I
Did
think-
the
I think-
Celtics win?
I didn't see if
I
they
think
won,
they
but I
did.
think the
Celtics
Celtics
did
are going
win.
to win that.
Yeah.
I
They
I
won.
think it's gonna be Celtics and Mavericks.
Yeah, if
The
anyone watched.
Mavericks are scary. They're so scary.
I know.
Especially with how Kyrie and Luka are playing.
Yeah, they're in top form together.
And
I wonder when NHL will get an update on the team name, because I guess
know. we need to get talking more about
it's
that
open
stuff.
till May 22nd, so it already closed. But then I don't know when we'll know about the next round. But I guess Blizzard and Yetis are among the most popular. I don't know. I'll be happy with either. I'm just excited to rep them and root for them. But it's a cool little fun thing.
Yeah, we'll have to get like a cool, maybe like a little pennant or
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
something.
Yeah, we get some Ute
NHL.
stuff, everything.
Oh yeah.
We got our scarves, we got our jerseys coming in. If you guys, I don't actually know on video, so if I explain which scarf it was.
Okay, you just wrap
We'll
it
do
up.
it next time.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you for watching, rating us on Spotify. We appreciate all the support. Tell your friends, tell RSL fans. We just want to keep growing and make an awesome community out of Real. Catch Real this Saturday against FC Dallas at 6:30 p.m. kickoff time, and we'll see you in the next one. Anything else?
Long episode today. It was really good.
See you next time, guys.
This is probably our
Peace.
best episode, honestly.
Yeah, it's so good.
See ya.
Later.
Later.